Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Taylor's Cold Takes. And my goodness, what a week it has been for sports all over the place. I mean, we have college football upsets at the number one team in the country. We got NFL games just absolutely exploding, thinking there would be nothing and turning into something. It was such an exciting week, and not to mention the MLB playoffs have been absolutely chaotic. None of my predictions or takes have gone right so far, but we're not going to start with MLB talk this week. We're going to take a different direction. We're going to go with a very different direction, and we're going to go with a little different segment to start off the show today. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Taylor Maine's top 10 hottest NFL quarterbacks. And I'm not talking hottest as in how good they are playing. I am talking as in looks. The best looking, hottest quarterbacks in the NFL. And when I say this list was harder to make than I would have thought it would have been, I am not lying. I mean, it is difficult. But I believe that I'm a good man in my ways of deciding if a man is attractive or not. Not in any sexually ways. Just knowing that another man is attractive. You know what I mean? But let's not make this weird. Let's just hop into this. Number 10 on my top 10 list, going with a little bit of younger guy, Justin Herbert. I think he has the flow working for him. He did have that look for a bit where he was bald and he looked like a little kindergartner that just got his head shaved off because he was being a bad kid. But when he has the hair growing back, he's got it going. He's got all the ladies chirping at him. He looks good. Kind of looks like a kid because he has the acne, but it's going away. He's a good-looking kid. Next, let's move. Number 9. Give me Josh Allen. This guy is just a good-looking fellow. Nothing too special, but he looks like a guy that he would treat your daughter well. You know what I mean? Looks like he'll have a little fun on the weekends. Looks like your best friend that always wakes you up in the middle of the night wanting to go party. That's who Josh Allen is, and that's what he looks like as well. And that's a good look. Now let's move to number 8. I think this is a little bit controversial because some people think this man is ugly, but I got Joe Burrow. He's a good-looking dude. He's a very good-looking dude, one of the best college quarterbacks ever. He just has the look. He's a good-looking fella, and he's the guy that you want to be your franchise guy because he's just got that franchise face. You know what I mean? But Joe Burrow, number 8. Number 7, we got the light-skinned king of the NFL, Jalen Hurts. This man has the edgy side going for him, and it looks good. I know this man's getting tons of girls sliding into his DMs. Man, must be a chick magnet up there in Philadelphia. And I like what he does. He cuts his eyebrows up a bit, has a little slit in his hair. He just has it going, got a little bit of facial hair. He's a good-looking fella. And that's what gets him number 7 on my list. Moving up, we got number 6, former other Oklahoma quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Baker kind of looks like a dad, but he looks like a really good dad. I mean, he's got the DILF look, you know what I mean? Baker just looks good. He's a good-looking guy, has a wife, and when he was in college, you just know he was that. You just know that Baker was a big frat guy, and that's what he looks like. But he's grown the facial hair fully. He used to be a little bit shaved off, but either way, he pulls it off, and he's a good-looking guy. Number 5, Russell Wilson. Man just always looks good. Fashion choices are always well. Has the superstar wife in Sierra. He's living the life, man. Good-looking self, good-looking wife, good-looking kids. He's living. He's number 5 on my list. Moving past the top 5, give me Tom Brady. This man does not age, and his looks show it. It still looks like that model he was 10, 15 years ago when he became the hot new quarterback in the NFL. And now he's been in the league for God knows how long, and he's still pulling it off, and it's incredible. Salute to you, Tom Brady. Us young men can only pursue what you have accomplished in your looks. Next, give me Tom Brady's former backup, Jimmy G. Jimmy G is just, he's been struggling this year. I'll say it. He has. But his looks don't fade. They don't go away. There's been tons of pictures coming up. Him with babes. Adult film stars. That's just Jimmy G. That's what he's going to do. That's what he gets. And he's a very attractive man. And that's what gets him number 3 on my list. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, this guy, he's just got the smile. He's got the face. He can pull off the smug look. He had the mullet to begin the season. I love it. He rocks the flow like a champion. I didn't know how to feel about it at first, but then it's grown on me. He looks good with short hair. He looks good with long hair. He can't be stopped. He's a good-looking guy. And I remember when he rocks the mustache, too. Still looks amazing. That's what gets him number 2. Number 1. This one. It was difficult. I told you, this was a difficult list to make. But number 1 is the rookie, Zach Wilson. I mean, this guy just looks like supermodel status. I mean, he looks like from Zach and Cody grew up to be an NFL superstar. He looks amazing. He has the looks. He has a super hot girlfriend, and he's got it going. He has all the girls heading him up, but he's not answering because he's a committed guy. At least I hope. He better be. Because God, wow. His girl. I mean, going a little bit off topic, but wow. But besides that, Zach Wilson, number 1 hottest NFL quarterback in the league currently. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. The list was very hard to make. Might be the hardest top 10 list I'll ever have to make. But if this gets any sort of good response from any of you, I will make another list for another position. Running back, receiver, whatever gets recommended. I'll make another list. Because I think that I am a very, very good person at picking attractive people. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. But let's stop with the hotness meter and let's move into some sports talk. Let's hop with the MLB, baby. Now, my takes have not hit at all. I mean, I thought all these teams would be, gone. I mean, White Sox got eliminated. They were my World Series pick. Brewers got eliminated. They were my World Series pick. I don't know, man. I don't know. Braves, why do you have to be the way you are? I hate you so much. I hate you with a burning passion. So burning. My shirt wants to burst into flames right now. That's how bad it is. But I gotta throw some respect at you at the same time. It's impressive that you have managed to still be good after losing that many players to so many injuries, pitchers. It really is incredible. And so, tip of the hat for that, but I hate you for kicking out the Brewers. The White Sox. I was worried about this because the Astros are the Astros, and they always find ways to win in the postseason, and they did it again. And I think they're gonna go to the World Series. I mean, it's scary and horrible to say that, but I think they are. Because I'm still not believing in the Red Sox, even though they are red hot right now. I mean, they have everything going for them. They are not stepping off that gas pedal. They gave it all to the Rays, and they let them hear about it after. I mean, this team, they want it. Dodgers and Giants series is still going on. I'm praying that the Dodgers pull it off because I still have a hatred for the San Francisco Giants. But it looks like San Fran might take that one out. Just very, very interesting, to say the least, for these MLB postseason. When is it not interesting for the MLB postseason? There's always something going on. There's always that team that shocks everybody. And right now it's the Braves. And we'll see what happens. I think it is going to be Astros-Dodgers rematch, which is just awesome. And I think the Astros have a chance to shut everybody the hell up about the whole cheating scandal. They have their shot, and I don't think they're going to let it up. Dusty Baker is a great manager for them, and he's showing them how to do it well. Very, very impressed by them. And that's really all I want to mention for MLB talk. Not exactly free agent season yet. I can talk about the Mets free agents because we got a lot of them. I really hope we can keep some of these guys, but more and more it's looking like Stroman's gonna walk. For me, it's looking like Baez is staying. It's also looking like Syndergaard is staying. Conforto, I don't want to stay, and that really hurts me to say because Conforto was one of my favorite players. I mean, my dad had Beltran as the outfielder of the Mets. That was my outfielder. Cespedes wasn't there enough for me to fully fall in love with him. You know, when he was there, he had his amazing moments. But Conforto's just always been there since I started watching baseball in that 2015 season. And so it's going to be sad for me to see Conforto go because I just don't think he's going to stay. He's asking for way too much money. And if I'm that office, I'm not going to give it to him. I mean, with the season he had, it was not good enough. It just wasn't. And I wish him the best. But really want Baez because he just lit it up for us. And I'm really hoping he's not going to just give up when he gets his paycheck. I'm really hoping him and Lindor can be something special for us. And Syndergaard, this is his home, you know? I just can't see Syndergaard in another jersey, and it will hurt me a lot. If we somehow manage to keep Stroman, God bless you, Steve Cohen. But besides that, yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting off-season. Besides that, let's head into the college football review, where absolute chaos broke loose this week when Alabama lost to Texas A&M. And just wow. It's really incredible for Texas A&M to even come up with that win and to hold on, because they almost let it up in the second half. Bama was treading towards it, but a way to coach the game. Players played their heart out, and down goes Bama, baby. Big, big, big game. Do I still think Bama might be the best team in the country? Maybe. But they're not going to be treated like it until they beat Georgia. And Georgia did not let Auburn off easily. They beat them up as well. It was just, you know, SEC football, baby. What else can you say? Matt Corral shined against Arkansas. Great, great game. He looked amazing. So, just love to see that after an iffy game with Alabama. And then Spencer Rattler is looking like he's done. Reports come out that he's not even getting first team reps today in practice. Looks like the Rattler era is already over for Oklahoma, and like, you can try and feel bad for the kid, but you really can't because of the way he treats publicity and everything like that. I mean, this guy was one of the biggest crap talkers in high school football, and can't be such a high recruit and then just fall off like that and not hear about it. You gotta hear about it, and he talks back too. So I'm hoping he does turn into that amazing quarterback, because he really can be something special, but it's not looking like that right now. Iowa beat Penn State. I was wrong about that. Iowa, gosh, they look good right now. They look very good right now, and they're the number 2 team in the country. Georgia still, of course, number 1, but Iowa looks good. They're going to probably win again next week. They're going against Purdue, so it shouldn't be hard. I think Iowa actually has a chance here at the college football playoffs, and that's just cool. We might finally get to see some different teams in the college football playoffs. Cincinnati, I am hoping you guys do not lose the game and you finally get into the playoffs. Such a good coach football team, such a good program. I'm really hoping they make it this year. Besides that, FSU. What? You've won 2 games in a row? Against UNC? What? I mean, I'm like, these are both of my teams, you know? It's not LSU, and my God, I don't even want to talk about LSU right now, but FSU, I don't know whether to talk about how UNC is bad or FSU might be good. It's very confusing time in college football right now. FSU, all power to you, keep at it. Don't let up, please. This would be so funny if you guys just kept on winning. It would be so funny. UNC, get your stuff together. Sam Howell, it might be done for you, bud. I mean, with the Heisman ratings coming into the season, you have fallen off the map, bud, and it's not looking good. Let's go into the prediction side for next week, or this weekend, I'm sorry. Just a couple of picks that I have. Auburn, I have upsetting Arkansas. I think it's just a very winnable game for them. And just seeing how Arkansas couldn't land a single point on Georgia, and Auburn did, I think Auburn has it in the bag. I really think they can get this. And, yeah, Auburn upsets Arkansas. Next, Florida better beat LSU, or myself will not shut up, and the UF fans will not stop complaining. I mean, UF, you better beat this sorry LSU team. They don't have Keishawn Butte for the rest of the season. It came out today that Elias Ricks is out for the season. I mean, this team is slowly falling apart. Reports have come out that Ed might be leaving the team as head coach, which would be so sad. But you know what? If that's what it takes to get this team back on the road, I'm fine with it, you know? But this team is not good. If they find a way to win, wow. I mean, wow. But right now, it's not looking good. UF, you better beat them. God, and I know I hate UF. And I know I'm a huge Emory Jones hater, but if UF finds a way to lose this game, I will not shut up about it. I'm sorry. I have Georgia beating Kentucky. Kentucky's losing streak will fall there. I think they won't fall that much in the rankings because they're in Georgia. If they put up a fight, they might move up in the rankings. But, yeah. Georgia beats Kentucky. Please, everybody pray for Mississippi State as they look to go against a Alabama team that is currently coming off a loss. Prayers up to you guys. You will have all hell breaking loose on you this weekend. And, yeah, just prayers to you guys. Have Ole Miss beating Tennessee. Corral, all gas, no brakes, baby. Let's not stop the Heisman season. And that's all I have for the prediction side of things for college football. It's a very, very interesting week this week. I don't think it's going to be as much this week, just not as much good games, you know what I mean? But still has a lot of, could have a lot of stuff going down, if you know what I mean. But besides that, it's everybody's favorite time, NFL review, because this week was absolute chaos. Let's start off just to begin the week. This Seahawks-Rams game, Russell Wilson gets hurt, and it looks like he's not going to be back for a while. Geno Smith played surprisingly really well against a good Rams defense. And, yeah, couldn't pull out the win, but just good seeing Geno Smith out there. I think they really have a chance to win this week, but that's more for the predictions. But, yeah, no Russ for a while, which always sucks. Russell Wilson's one of the best quarterbacks in the league and has been for a while, and just sucks seeing him out. Next, Cincinnati almost had it against Green Bay, and if that upset would have hit for me, I would have been so excited because it was so close, but it really shows how good the Cincinnati team is. They are really, really good, and they nearly had it against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Really, really almost had it. Next, Steelers beat the Broncos. Don't get ahead of yourself, Steelers fan. You're still the worst team in your division. Literally, Cincinnati, Ravens, and Browns are all better than you. They all are. So please do not get ahead of yourself, Steelers fans. You guys are still bad. But congrats on the win against the Broncos, who are still a muff in my head because the teams that they have beat are just not that good. Next, Panthers. What happened? What happened, Carolina? Sam Darnold looks shaky. It's past 2 weeks now. Gotta get your stuff together. You lose to Philadelphia, and yeah, not good at all. Definitely need McCaffrey back, but Hubbard still played remotely well. And, yeah, just can't be losing those games to the Philadelphia Eagles if you really want to fight for a playoff spot. Next, this is a bit of a hard thing for me to say because I've always been a John Gruden kind of fanboy. But John Gruden, of course, emails resurfaced from 10 years ago with some racial slurs, with some gay slurs, and he resigned as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And just was really put in a bad position there. Just can't be saying that stuff in this day and age. I don't. Doesn't really matter if the stuff wasn't really that derogatory, but when you get caught like that, it's bad. And yeah, Gruden gone kind of makes me back off this whole Las Vegas hype train. I just don't see them being that good anymore after losing a head coach midway through the season. That never goes well for a team. And yeah, Vegas not looking good right now. Not looking good at all. Gonna miss Gruden just being a personality in general. Don't know when he'll have another job in the NFL stratosphere. Buccaneers even removed him from their ring of fame, which sucks considering he was that first guy to get them a ring in general. So just a really crappy situation there for John Gruden. Next, Chargers look incredibly good right now. I mean, they beat Cleveland in a shootout. Herbert just looks great. Eckler looks great. This Charger team is something else, ladies and gentlemen. We really got something with Justin Herbert. The tough game for me to talk about is the Giants-Dallas game. Injuries. Went into the game without Shep, Slayton, and our starting left tackle. Already had Blake Martinez out for the season. And then during the game, we lose Saquon Barkley for probably looks another week, even after this one. We lose Kenny Golladay. He won't play this week. We lost Daniel Jones in that game. Looks like he's on track to play against the Rams, which is just good to see. And then we lost Tony mid-game. But yeah, injuries really killed this for us. I'm not trying to use it as an excuse. Dallas is definitely the better team than us. But definitely could have been a better game if we didn't have those injuries, especially at the way that Andrew Thomas has been playing. If he's healthy and playing for this team, I think we could definitely have had a chance in that game. That being said, Kadarius Toney, welcome to the NFL, my friend. Wow, 189 yards, 10 catches, and 1 punch was the great graphic that was going around this weekend. This is my new favorite player on the Giants. I mean, went from being a complete meme to begin the season to just absolutely crapped on Dallas's defense, and all the trends are going around. This is New York's new menace with all him and Odell, the reflections and whatever. And I don't want to just hop on the train, but it's getting me excited. Odell Beckham Jr. was my favorite football player ever. He's the reason I got into football, and my dad and all my other friends, all my dad's friends that were Giants fans, all hated Odell for all the pity drama crap. But me being a kid, I love that stuff. You know, like, why is that guy banging his head against whatever that heater thing is? I don't know, but it looks cool. I mean, and he's running, punching people. That Josh Norman Odell beef at his prime was amazing. It was much watched football, and I'm not saying that Kadarius Toney is going to be a big asshole and a prick, but just he has the flashes, you know what I mean? And I'm hoping he's not going to be like just starting fights every other game. Joe Judge isn't going to let that happen. But it was just funny to see him punch KZ. Excuse me, keep on yawning. It was just funny to see him punch KZ after a meaningless play, and it you know, it's just fun to see. It really shows that this kid has a lot of emotion fighting, and there's nothing I like seeing a player with a lot of emotion. And I'm just really glad he wasn't clowned that much for it. He handled the situation very well. He came out and apologized about it. The videos that people are putting out are just really, really funny. And yeah, I think everybody's on the Kadarius Toney hype train, which they should be. I'm really happy for the guy. Next, besides that, Arizona still undefeated, beat San Francisco. And then Buffalo got its sweet, sweet revenge against Kansas City. Wow, Josh Allen looked great. Chiefs, you're in trouble, guys. You're in some big trouble. I mean, you've lost every single big game against a contender this year. You gotta get your stuff together. You're gonna be out of the playoffs real soon, or you might not even make the playoffs. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is, in my opinion, the current MVP. He is, and he is balling right now. I mean, wow. He is in MVP form right now, and if he keeps it up, he's going to have 2 of those MVP trophies. Incredible comeback. Mark Andrews, wow. Lamar can really turn it on when he gets it going, and it is so fun to watch. Lamar, yeah, what else is there to say? Lamar Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. So incredible. So awesome to watch. And yeah. Now let's hop into the most stressful part for me is the predictions. And I've been doing okay recently with the predictions. Just a lot of upsets, you know what I mean? But you know what? I feel good about this. I feel real good. First, let's get it easy. Tampa gets the W over Philly. Should be no big deal. Next, we got Miami against Jacksonville. I think Miami wins this one. I feel like a lot of people are going to say that Jacksonville finally wins its first game. Not happening for me. I think Dolphins are coached too well to let that happen, and they need to get a win. The team just needs a win, and I think they get it here. Green Bay beats Chicago. That great Bears-Packers rivalry. I think Green Bay takes round 1 of this season. Next, Cincinnati is going to beat the Lions. It's just so hard to root against the Lions. This team plays so hard, and just that speech at the end of the game by Dan Campbell really showed it. So awesome. He's really the coach of the future for that team, and it shows day in and day out. Next, Indianapolis is going to beat the Houston Texans. I think they did let up the comeback, but they're better than the Houston Texans, guys. Carson Wentz, expect a big game out of him against the Texans. So there is that. Next, Rams Giants. Rams are winning this. Expect Cooper Kupp game number 3 where he just blows by a team's defense. I mean, if you have Cooper Kupp, make sure this man is starting on your fantasy team because he's probably going to go for around 30 points. I'll do a little prediction. 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns for Cooper Kupp. I'm not going to say that Robert Woods gets 2 touchdowns. Could be very possible. I think he at least gets 1. I have Robert Woods on my fantasy team. I do have Cooper Kupp on another league, but I need Woods to get some love. So let's give him a touchdown. You know, Giants, come on. We suck. Come on. Do hope Daniel Jones has somewhat of a good game here. Just the injuries. He's not going to have any of his top weapons. Kadarius Toney might tear up the league again. Who knows? But I do think the Rams get this win. Kansas City, you better beat Washington, guys. You better. I'm picking you guys to beat Washington. You better beat this Washington team. Cannot be beaten by this Washington team, or else you are in some bad trouble. Because you need to beat somewhat of a decent team. Chiefs, you need to. Next, Carolina needs a bounce back win after getting beat up these past 2 weeks. I think they're going to beat Minnesota. So give me the Panthers to get that win after the 2-game losing streak. Then we have Baltimore Chargers. I know I was saying that Chargers are like killing it, and they're the new team that's everybody should watch out for. I think Lamar is too hot right now for them to stop him. I really do. These yawns. But Lamar is really hot right now, and I don't think he's going to stop anytime soon. So give me Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Chargers. Next, Cleveland, Arizona. I think Arizona finally gets their first loss, ladies and gentlemen. I think they finally do. Browns are going to beat them. I know Browns have lost to the Chargers. They got to pull this one out. They got to pull this one out. Come on, guys. I'm picking the Browns to beat Arizona. Arizona is regarded as the best team in the league right now. You want to get back in those power rankings, Cleveland Browns, beat them. Next, we got Broncos Raiders. Like I said, it's going to be very hard for this Las Vegas team to start winning again. The Broncos beating them. They need to bounce back win after a loss to the Steelers. Yeah, I think they beat the Raiders. Next, Dallas versus New England. Dallas looks really good right now. Dak looks good. The defense looks good. Quick note. Trayvon Diggs does have 6 interceptions through 5 games. He does. But very interesting stats have been coming out this week. All truthful stats that I might add. He is currently on pace to let up the most receiving yards ever let up by a cornerback in the season. So he's either getting extremely lucky with these interceptions, which I don't think he is. I think he's just really good at ball hawking, but he needs to do better in coverage. I mean, interceptions are great, but you can't be letting up over 1,000 yards in the season. Cannot be doing it. Really can't. So there's that note on Trayvon Diggs, but yeah. Dallas still looks really good. I think they're beating New England. Pretty simple. Rookie quarterback, you know what I mean? Dallas should beat them. Next, we got Seattle versus Pittsburgh. Geno Smith looked good in the time that he got to play when Russ went down, and Pittsburgh still sucks. So give me Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's Sunday Night Football. Now we got Monday Night Football. Could be somewhat of a good game here. Buffalo versus Tennessee, but I think Tennessee has really just fallen off the map here this season, and I think Buffalo is going to do a lot of what they did to Kansas City against them. I mean, Josh Allen, he's ripping it apart right now. He's right up there in the MVP conversation with Lamar and Herbert, and I guess Stafford. I don't know if he's in it right now. I'm hoping he does, because again, he's my MVP pick. But yeah, need Buffalo to win this, and I think they are. I mean, I'm not sure what the stat is now. Just a couple weeks ago, they only let up like 20 points, and they've scored like 70 or something like that. This team's like really, really good, guys. Like, they are really, really good. So, who knows what they're going to do to this Tennessee team with a bad defense, and they might not have Julio and A.J. Brown completely healthy. Could look bad, guys. Could look real bad. And so yeah, have Buffalo beating Tennessee, and that's all the NFL predictions I got. Fantasy football wise, Kyle Pitts finally had a good game for fantasy football. Finally waited for that to happen. Finally pulled through. So glad to see that happen. Patterson still doing Patterson things. Tony had the big week. Had a very funny thing happen in my fantasy league this week where my friend was up 80 points against my other friend who has Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. He was up exactly 80 points. And the friend that had Lamar and Mark Andrews came back and beat him. Because Lamar had, I think, 41 points and Mark Andrews had 42. And, I mean, what can I felt so bad for him. I mean, what can you do? Up 80 points going into Monday, you're on a cloud 9. But not when you're going against Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. I mean, very tough. It's just fantasy football, baby. What are you going to do about it? But that's all the sports talk and news I have for you guys this week. Looking forward for another great weekend of sports watching. And really hoping for some good games to pull off. MLB postseason getting hot. Next week we'll probably have... probably not what we'll have will be in the World Series. But I'll give you my final predictions because it should be like midway through the AL and NLCS. So it'll be a big week next week. An even bigger week the week after that when I do get to say who's in the World Series. But it's a good time in sports right now. NBA starting up soon. NHL starting has started. So it's a good time in sports right now, and can't complain anything about it. But thank you all so much for watching this week's episode of Taylor's Cold Takes. We'll be back here next week with some more sports talk and news. Peace out.